Guys, I'm out in Tampa. Got my Jocko fuel on this side of me. It's about 1 in the morning right now. And the fight's this weekend, East Coast time. The card goes live at 7. Excuse me. The card goes live at 7. So that's 10 o'clock out here. I'm going 7 Pacific time, 7 in Oregon, 7 in Nevada, the hub. In case you wonder why I'm going by Western time. I'm going by Western time because that's normal time. Everything else they do is weird. You ever meet people and they try to tell you mountain time? Central mountain? What the are the Central Mountains? I'm talking about Central Mountain time. East Coast, West Coast. At any rate. So we're getting our workout in and we're doing it nice and late, kind of trying to mimic fight time. And weight cut day. So everyone's cranky. There's nothing you can do right on weight cut day. I used to enjoy that part of it because I used to enjoy the attention. Like my mom and my sister would have to give me because they just knew I was crying. Oh, you know, he's cutting weight today, so be nice to him. It was great. But a lot of visiting that goes on. Best part of the sport is visiting, talking to guys, hearing these old fight stories. So I meet this guy, Albert. And right when I met Albert, I knew that I was dealing with a higher caliber athlete. The moment I met him, I could look at him, I could tell as soon as he starts talking and the way that he talks, I can tell I'm dealing with a high caliber athlete. So Albert was in 2 different Olympic Games, 96 and 2000. Albert's brother, they represented Nigeria. Albert's brother also made the Olympic team, but was in a different weight class. It's for boxing. So I love talking to those guys. And no matter how big of a fight fan you are, you don't know any boxers. You don't know any. You didn't go to school with anybody that boxed. Nobody in your family boxed. Nobody you rode to school with bus with boxed. You don't know a boxer. I was a professional fighter, and I was 27 years old the day I met my first boxer. I lived at the Olympic Training Center that had a boxing program when I was 21. The first time I met a boxer, somebody that put the gloves in on a Saturday night and threw those gloves back and forth with somebody else doing the same thing, was when I met Clayton Hires at 27 years old. So when I tell you that I know you don't know any boxers, there's 1 or 2 of you that go, I know a boxer. Well, that's only 1 or 2 of you. You don't know any boxers. You don't know where a boxing gym is. You don't even know where to go get boxing equipment. You don't even know how the boxers get the mouthpieces that actually stay in their mouth instead of falling out because all you know is a boiler bite. And I'm not saying that to be condescending. I'm saying this is a reality. I'm not much different, and I'm in the fight game. I do not know very many boxers. They don't exist. You want to be a top 10 boxer in the world? Go raise your hand. There's not 10 other guys doing it in each weight class. Now, I'm sharing all this with you because I loved it. I was picking Albert's brain. I said, Albert, so you got done with the Olympics in 2000. He said, yeah, but I wasn't done with the Olympics because my brother went in 2004. All right. So you get done with the Olympics in 2004. And he goes, well, I wasn't quite done because I was still coaching teams and I still had these athletes. Oh, okay. This is perfect. Because here's what I want to know. Like, Fury and Usyk is capturing me in a way that a boxing match has not captured me. In fact, the last time that I had this much fun was back in the era of the 4 horsemen, and I mean the real horsemen. Duran, Leonard, Hagler, Hearns. The golden era of boxing and boxing competition. You get 2 guys to go in there any Saturday night you want. You can even call it a title fight. But one guy's the champion. Who knows if he's the best? He's taking on another guy that's supposed to be the next best thing. Who knows if he is? There's no competitive architecture. It would be impossible to know without a straight line bracket. The exact same bracket that the NCAA or the Olympic Games or a kids tournament uses on Saturday at your local park. If you have anything less than a straight line bracket, you don't actually have a champion. You have somebody that has the championship. Particularly in boxing, because they don't ever use a straight line bracket except for in the amateurs. So it is impossible to watch a world title fight. You can have a fight that's for the world title, but as far as this is the absolute best guy, and here's the absolute next best thing. Come on. 5 times in my lifetime has that ever happened, but it's about to happen now. Fury and Usyk. It is about to happen. And it was a little bit annoying for a while to have to put up with the Joshua. And I don't want to give Joshua a hard time. He can handle it. Joshua's a beautiful guy, and he's done just fine. He's even convinced some people that he can fight. But to have to listen to this as though Usyk could go with Joshua, or as though Fury could go with Joshua, like to have to listen to this as though we're pretending we've got a real 3-way, please stop. And I don't just mean now where that's blatantly clear. Stop 10 years ago. It was never true. You had one good athlete in all of heavyweight boxing, and it was Joshua. You had a good athlete who happened to box. I like it when boxers fight. So now that we've finally got that ridiculousness out of the way, and we can come down to Usyk and Fury, it's a very, very interesting thing. Who is the best boxer in the world? And how did these guys miss each other? So this comes back to Coach Albert, who I was speaking to that had so much time in the Olympic Games. I say to him, listen, Usyk was Olympic champion. Fury was in the Olympic Games. How did they not meet up? And he corrected me. He said, no. Joshua was in the Olympic Games at the same time as Fury. Joshua got second, I apologize, as Usyk. Fury, I'm doing it again. Usyk won the gold medal. Joshua got second, but they were in different weight classes. One was above 95 kilograms, one was below 95 kilograms, something like this. So, that's really compelling to me. It's very hard to get 2 Olympic champions on the mat together. It's very hard to get 2 Olympic champions in the cage together. And I understand that Joshua was second. But you do understand how great Fury was. You do understand that they missed each other. And you do understand that there are some things that bother Tyson Fury. And of all the great things Tyson Fury's ever done, beating an Olympic champion is not one of them. And being an Olympic champion is not one of them. And you think that goes away when you get to the pros because it's a higher level. You're led to believe as the audience that it's a higher level when you get to the pros. And most athletes, instead of wanting to jump off a bridge, can live with themselves at night. But it's not true. It's not how they feel inside. They had a dream to win the Olympics. They had a dream to bring honor to the country. They had a dream to go out there and get that medal. And when they don't do it, it never goes away. But the time that you can go and be a pro, another 20 years. The time that you can stay with eligibility as an amateur, and that's what makes it so valuable. I was just asking him, well, what would happen? What's going to happen in the rematch? My largest contention that I made to Albert, I said, look, Usyk fought out of his gloves, but he had good reason to do it. He had a different motivation with his country being under attack. Can he do that now? Can he reach down, dig deep, and find that motivation now? And Albert made it real simple. He said if Fury goes out there and boxes, Fury's going to beat him. But if Fury goes out there and brawls or showboats or does anything other than score his points, slip. And boxing is real simple. I touch you and you don't touch me. That's boxing. And a 2-time Olympian from a family of Olympians said that Fury's the better boxer, but he was surprised to see that he wasn't the better brawler. He was surprised to see that he wasn't the better fighter. But he thinks that Fury learned from that. He also told me he knows Fury a very long time, knows his old man, and said that Fury is very stubborn. And the premise that Fury is going to change his style to accommodate an opponent, even if it's better for him, is not something you can necessarily bank on. So, it's today's thought. I'm going to bring you weekly thoughts and reminders leading up to this fight, because it's the first fight that I've been excited for where we actually have the 2 best guys in the world. But when you're talking about champion, there can only be one.